The history of Native Americans in the United States is marked by a long and painful legacy of ethnic cleansing, in which European settlers and later the US government systematically sought to eliminate or assimilate Native American peoples and cultures. This process began with the arrival of European explorers and settlers in the 15th and 16th centuries, and continued well into the 20th century. The first wave of European colonization in the Americas was marked by a range of violent and exploitative practices against Native American populations. These included forced labor, disease, land theft, and outright warfare. In many cases, European colonizers sought to justify their actions by depicting Native Americans as savage and uncivilized, and claimed that they were bringing civilization and progress to the continent. As European settlements and the US government expanded across North America, the process of ethnic cleansing intensified. One of the most notorious examples of this was the forced relocation of Native American communities from their ancestral lands to Indian reservations. Beginning in the 1830s, the US government implemented a series of policies aimed at removing Native Americans from their lands and confining them to designated reservations. The most infamous of these policies was the Indian Removal Act of 1830, which authorized the forced removal of thousands of Native Americans from their lands in the southeastern United States. This process, known as the Trail of Tears, resulted in the deaths of thousands of people due to exposure, disease, and starvation. Throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, the US government continued to pursue policies aimed at assimilating Native American communities into mainstream American society. These policies included the establishment of boarding schools, where Native American children were forcibly removed from their families and communities and placed in schools designed to teach them English and Christian values. The boarding school system was characterized by physical and emotional abuse, and many children were punished for speaking their native languages or practicing their traditional cultures. The goal of these policies was to eradicate Native American culture and identity, and to civilize Native American communities by making them more like mainstream American society. In addition to these policies, Native American communities were also subject to violence and discrimination from individual settlers and vigilantes. This violence included massacres, such as the Sand Creek Massacre of 1864, in which hundreds of Cheyenne and Arapaho people were killed by US soldiers, as well as ongoing harassment and discrimination against Native Americans in everyday life. The legacy of ethnic cleansing against Native Americans continues to have profound impacts on their communities today. Many Native American communities continue to face poverty, health disparities, and other challenges as a result of the historical trauma they have experienced. In recent years, there have been efforts to acknowledge and address this legacy, including apologies from the US government and efforts to promote greater recognition of Native American cultures and histories. In conclusion, the history of Native Americans in the United States is one marked by a long and painful legacy of ethnic cleansing. From the arrival of European colonizers to the policies of the US government, Native American communities have faced a range of violent and exploitative practices aimed at eliminating or assimilating their cultures and identities. While there have been efforts to acknowledge and address this legacy, much work remains to be done to promote greater recognition and justice for Native American communities. Thanks for watching. If you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel.